Sup everybody, James here with another video review for you, and today I'm actually going back and looking at one of the very first Bionicle MOCs that I reviewed, and really this is perhaps the longest surviving Bionicle MOC that I have. He is not only my favourite here at Bionicle MOC, but he is perhaps one of the only ones that has gone through so many upgrades in the past 2 years. So, without further ado, we have Bionicle MOC Warflight. Now, before I get into things, you're probably wondering, how did I think up the name Warflight? It was actually quite simple, really. Whenever I first started creating this guy, Warflight, I was actually thinking of creating like a Bionicle MOC version of the Transformers character Warpath, and from that I ended up removing his tank mode and making him a jet. So as such, he could no longer be called Warpath, but rather Warflight, and that's where he is today. But just so I can get it out of the way, I have two things to get out of the way. The first is articulation and two guns in his back. So first, the arms can go forward and back, in and out. They bend at the elbow, pivot 360 at the hand. Oh, stupid me, I forgot about the head. The head itself can actually pivot all the way around. It can spin 360, it can look up and down, left to right, blah blah blah. The legs can go forward and back, in and out, bend at the knee, and pivot 360 at the foot. So yeah, now since I first created Warflight, sorry, I forgot again about the guns, so I'm just gonna remove that. Need to figure out how to do that. So I'll try putting that back in there. Alrighty. Now I can take the guns out and put them into his hands. Now I'll admit they're not the. Now I'll just take them off screen for a second. I'll admit they're not the greatest looking guns in the world, but trust me, they're pretty decent. Now as you can see, they are pretty and a little bit basic looking, with the entire design and all that. But it is a nice looking gun. Sorry, it is a nice looking gun. You got a long barrel, a little what would look like a little blaster thing on top, and the entire thing there. So yeah, and whenever I was actually building this, whenever I started building this, my dad had gotten me actually 3 or 4 full boxes of spare Bionicle parts off eBay. So this little bit in here happened to be one of them, and it means that I can actually turn the barrel many ways, and that is where the next feature comes in. So if I actually put the weapons back and the guns back into Warflight's back, and I'll actually let you see this. It's incredibly easy to do. A little bit tricky taking them out, but easy to put them in. Now, since I can turn this back, I can actually just fold the barrels down either side of Warflight's head. Now, really, I've only really thought of this whenever I was last upgrading him, and that was about a month or so ago. But here we have the new Warflight. The barrels can come either side of his head, so if he doesn't have any extra guns spare, you can just look up and shoot the enemy bogeys down. So yeah. Now, I did review my very first, well, not actually my first, but my 2.0 version of Warflight back whenever I started my channel. It was my only Warflight review, so you never really got to see the first version of Warflight. But go check the review out. He looked okay back then, but he looks pretty awesome now. So just to tell you guys what I did with him over these past 2 years is that I've added 2 extra armor panels here, these little spiked pieces here. Whenever I said the armor panels, I meant these spiked pieces here. I've painted his head because at first it was gold and it didn't fit in with any of the colors. I've actually given him cool new black Hero Factory hands. Those were from Hero Factory Job Blade that I got, so good thing I got those. I fixed the little wing things on his feet, on his legs there. Added some extra stuff to his feet. Um, I added this entire kibble-back section is all new. You know, I totally had to re-engineer the thing altogether, so just to get it to stick onto Warflight. And I actually developed a way so that the wings wouldn't be sticking out, you know, all the way like here, here, and here. I actually discovered a way that I could actually fold these down, and it would save up a lot of space. So it's actually a good thing I thought of. Now I'm actually going to move the camera over a little bit, so that way I can get Warflight fixed up for a better angle. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, wait, those two guns, was that all? Seriously? He's meant to sound super awesome, yet he doesn't have any more weapons? That, my friends, is where you are wrong. He has 4 other weapons, and 2 of them are the same. So, he has 2 super cool dual-headed blades, or swords. Totally awesome. Ooh, pardon me, sorry. And he has a spiked Thorntax launcher. Nice. But this is just one, and excuse me, this is the other one. Now I know this stuff here may look a little bit extreme, but it actually does look pretty cool. Well, at least this here makes you think of ammo rounds in a machine gun, so that's really cool. Now to show you guys how I actually thought of this, and also fit them in, was that using his arm piece, if I actually remove the hand and a little bit beneath here, I actually developed the arm so that, first off, this entire section could actually fit inside, and that this little ball joint would fit in here. But it first off means disassembling some parts of the weapon. But it's incredibly easy to do, actually. So just zip that in through there, peg it into place there, push that in. Oh, sorry. Oops. Can't believe I did. Despite hitting the weapons, I seem to intend to get them wrong. Now I should get it right this time around. Okay, just fix him up a little bit. And there we have Warflight and his dual-headed blade, or sword, whatever. Now believe me, just looking at it here, it looks awesome. Oh, hold on a second. Ugh. Now where is that? Ah, there it is. Please, please. Yes! This will just help us get a little bit of extra light in here. I know it might get a wee bit it might get a little bit painful to watch the screen for a bit, but sorry, this just helped lighten it up a little bit. So we have now you're probably going to see me in this shot. Hello. But here we have Warflight and his sword, extremely cool looking. It's very sleek and very agile. So, and you know what the cool part is? With many swords, you go for the final blow like yeah. But in this case, if Warflight has to slice along the way, he can also come back around and slice the head off another opponent. So that is cool. Now, I'm actually just going to fix something up here for a second. Now I'm going to take this spiked Thorntax launcher and show you guys how I put it in as well. So it's the very same process again. Fold the arm up, remove this a little bit here, and remove the hand. Now for the gun, and first thing I'm going to want to do is remove this section, that little thing, and I'm going to put it back on later on, obviously. Then take this section of the gun and just take it off, so that way all you have is this left, and then remove the top of that. So to assemble, what you do is add this little bit onto here and this through the hole in his arm. So that's number 1. That's number 2. That is number 3. And last but not least, step number 4. So there is Warflight with his spiked Thorntax launcher. And believe me, that looks incredibly armored. Yeah, that works better. Now believe me, that looks like one heck of a weapon. Now believe me, if this was an actual person or a figure and it was walking about outside, believe me, I would not like to get this guy angry. Besides, all he would have to do is pull out this massive gun and I would probably pee myself. I cannot believe I just said that. But anyway, obviously Warflight has a lot of weapons. He does have a gun for his he does have another spiked Thorntax launcher for his other arm here, and he does have another sword for this arm. So it's really cool. Now I am considering adding in some extra Hero Factory parts, not the panel parts, but maybe some like weaponry style parts. You know, maybe a part like this or something. But you know, I'm still just wondering. But these blades here actually came from the Lego Ultra Build Batman set. These here blades, and if you took, say for example, Hero Factory Breeze's swords, which are red, you can still add them in if you wanted, but I am considering perhaps making Warflight an ultimate form, similar to what they do in that their stupid show Ben 10 Ultimate Alien. My little cousins watch it, they force me to, blah blah blah. But nonetheless, some of the ultimate transformations are pretty cool anyway. But anyway, here we have Warflight. This is, you know, I've obviously made a lot of changes. I love the new weapons I've made, and I think the sword just looks so awesome. But that is it for now. Alrighty, this is Knight/2020 Junior. Subscribe to my channel for videos and more. Like me on Facebook by searching for Knight/2020 Junior. Have a nice day, see you all around, and please tell me what Bionicle MOC I should review next. And until next time, bye guys!